All right, guys, y'all ready to see the moment of truth? So I've got 7 of the in the metal pedal, right? I still got 2 that are in a wooden case. I'm not showing them right here, but I got 7 in the cases, in the standard cases. Now these, they're somewhere between final product and prototype. I've learned a lot while building these. So I've learned certain things to not do and certain things to do. Like one bad thing I learned is super glue and pedals don't mix well, and it causes just weird stuff to happen. It reacts really weird to it. So what I've come up with is a way to actually drill for the LED. The LED lights I had glued in, but I found a way to drill them now where I can drill them where they'll stay in place without the glue. So the rest of the pedals going forward will have that method, but these all have the glue method. So yeah. These are going to be the early adopter pedals, so I'm going to make these slightly less than the standard units. Standard units are going to be 99. These are going to be slightly less for early adopters because these are the ones I was experimenting as I was going. I've gotten it down pretty much packed now, but these got a little, they all work fine, but they're going to be a little, they just got to be careful, and I'll explain why. One thing I'm going to do on all the pedals going forward is putting rubber in the whole interior. I've put them on the back plate, but I'm going to mount it all over so nothing can accidentally contact. That can be an issue. I'll edit them like so that shouldn't happen, but in case it does, it's not going to fry the pedal. You're just going to have to like move a piece or something. But all the pedals going forward are going to be completely coated on the inside with rubber or something similar to rubber that will insulate so there's no contact. And think just little quality of life things like that, and no glue, and the LEDs will be placed better and stuff like that. Now, one thing to note: if you're a person, I know, I'm building up the tension here. If you're one person with slight OCD, look away. Some of these knobs I haven't like pushed all the way down yet, because once they're pushed all the way down, they can't be removed. And I'm still doing some final testing to make sure everything's right, but it should be. So some of these knobs that are raised up higher will be pushed down lower. But there was one type of knob that I used that's taller, so those will be higher, but that knob's only on like maybe 2 or 3 of these pedals. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna show you without further ado. Dun 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 dun. Here we are. Now that one up top, he looks a little, or she, or it, or whatever, looks a little missing a logo, right? We got something for that. So this is the one that I'm making 20 of, right? Now I haven't decided. I'm going to keep that gain, like the name gain, but level, I'm thinking of if I'm going to go with keep it at level, if I'm going to switch it to volume. I have sound on this one. Now, I forgot to put the stickers on here. Oh, my God. But what this one's going to say is this one's going to say seeds, or seed, and that one's going to say flower, flowers, because it's a flower themed. Now, the joke on this, it's a riff, because it's a complicated inside joke with me. I think it's funny if you guys get it, but yeah, I will say if you guys do get the joke, this is not an overdrive. So there you go. It's not an overdrive or a boost or anything like that. It is a fuzz. Now this bad boy, this one, I'm gonna have a little short before I put out the demos. A little short coming out. Then you'll hear a brief little guitar demo with it. Brief little guitar demo. Now, this pedal is the one that doesn't pass clean tone when it's off. The rest do, but this one does not, so have that in mind. So let me explain a little about each one of them. This one's the main line. We're going to get to that. We'll build our way up there. So here's the first one off. This is the little old acid skeleton. We got this little knob right here, little skeleton guy, volume and gain. Now, this one and this one are different in the knob, so beware. The gain is normal, like as it should be, but the volume's kind of reversed, and it's kind of oddly weird. The volume's very weird, unlike which way to go, but you'll figure it out. Acid skeleton, because I thought it sounded really good with a 303, so acid. Now this case got a little bit beaten up, but it kind of fits the aesthetic, but it's a little bit beaten up. This like salmon pink one, acid skeleton. All right, now here's some of the other one-offs. This one's called pink or purple because When some people see this, they thought it was pink. When some people saw it, they thought it was purple. But the truth is it's really both. So I just named it pink or purple. It's another one-off. And this is one where I put volume and noise just for fun instead of gain. Like most of these one-offs, I've kind of done a fun name. Like this is going to have flower and seeds. I just forgot to stick it on there yet. And that's a flower and see purple, blah, blah, blah. Get it? Yeah. This is the one you can't, sadly, pass clean tone through. But it sounded good enough that it's not going to be scrapped. It's good. All right. Now this one, the knobs are reverse. So when they're all the way to the max, they're actually off. To fully turn these on is here. Now this is called Blue Heart because there's a little bluey LED that'll light up in there the more you have these knobs turned up. Now, the bad thing about this LED is even if the circuit is on or off, LED is going to come on. When it's off or on, so yeah. But if you turn everything off all the way, it should stay off. But this thing will go through batteries quicker, but that's not all bad because this thing with a dying battery sounds so good. All of these pretty much, you can, well, all of them really, you can play with a dying battery. I'm not sure on this one, maybe, probably, but you can play it with a dying battery and it sounds kind of cool. Now, out of all of them, what have been my favorite? It's kind of hard to say, but they're all pretty good. Now, they're all in these slightly taller cases, except for this blue one. It's a little bit thinner. And if you're wondering why am I using this, this is like a guest bedroom, and it just never gets used. So I figured it'd be a good place to record this, because like I said, I'm in the process right now of reorganizing things for recording the videos tomorrow. Yeah, they're going to come out tomorrow. Now we move up here. Here's 2 of the 4 upcoming germanium pedals, germanium transistor. So this one's the Russian Heart. This is the one I'm going with. I couldn't remember which diode was right, but I figured out it was this diode. This one has a yellow light. Like so, you can see a little bit of like glue residue, and it came out the top and like spread. And even though it was super glue, I don't know why it did that. And you see how it like did that weird white stuff. So yeah, some of them don't have any of the glue residue, and some do. Like I said, these are like the early adopter pedals. They might have a little bit of odds and ends things about them, but I think for you guys to get a bunch of one-offs and early ones, you'll pay a little bit less, and you have to deal with little glue thingies, but it's worth it, I think, because pedals are going to get beaten up anyways, right? And so this is the Russian Heart. There's going to be 3 of these, and this is the Russian Reject, because it's the one I didn't go with. Now, you're wondering why none of these have a pink LED. I actually lost my pink LEDs. I have no idea where they went. I'm going to find them, though, before I build any more. So, yeah. The other 2 Russian Hearts, though, should have the pink LED. So this is the Russian Reject, like I said, because it wasn't the one I went with. I ended up going with this one. Now, this one. So the thing about this one is the diode in the main one is actually the same diode in this one, right? So imagine they're built very similar. The only difference between these 2 really is mostly the output capacitor in this is a film cap, and the output in this is electrolytic, where most of them are electrolytic. Yeah, but they had the same diode, and the transistor in this one is germanium. Yeah, and this one has a different diode. This one has a unique diode. I think it's pretty cool. So I think you'll like these. Yeah. So anyways, that's that. And then here's the main unit. So I'm going to explain the names. Blue Heart, because there's a little blue LED as the heart of this thing. You can see it through the little viewing hole. Now, what I figured out with this one is I can actually mount the LED, even though it's in the circuit board. I can mount it on here just with some clever trickery. It's not really that hard. But I'm going to do that next time. For this one, it's not mounted in there. This one does have the LED. It's up here. You can see a little bit of glue. This is actually a bright white one. It's actually hidden away. So it'll light up this knob a little bit, but you won't get blinded with all the bright white light. So that's good. This one is a green one. This one is the only one with none, no LED. Yellow on this one, red on that one, and red on that one. This is really the only, hold on. Honestly, guys, the only ones that came out clean on the LED with the glue were these two. Just these two. But the one-offs, like I said, they're worth it for having that other glue issue, because there won't be another copy of those made. That's dope. So one thing I've realized for sure 100% is I am moving to a bigger case. It gives me a lot more room to work with, and it's going to make the pedals a lot less likely for issues to go wrong. One of the reasons I'm going to have to mount all the rubber in here is so nothing touches and makes contact. So yeah, that's why going forward, every one I build is going to have, like I said, these just have rubber on the back plate on the inside, but the rest of them are going to have them on the sides, the back, the front, everywhere. So that will minimize the issues, and we'll cut around it in areas we have to. It'll make it take a little longer, but I think it'll end up with a better product. So that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, these are early adopters. Everyone you see here is an early adopter, and everyone you don't see here isn't an early adopter. Now, the two ones that are going to be in cigar boxes, those are going to be $50. So yeah, the cigar box ones will always be $50, and they'll never have knobs on those. They'll be very simple ones, knob free and all that. For people who just want the max setting, they don't even care about changing in the settings. They don't care about having a clean tone. They just want the effect max setting. That's it. You guys, you can save half your money and get one of those. In a cool little cigar box, but they'll be kind of big. So there you go. Now, here's the thing. What else? Oh yeah, I didn't really explain this. So that's a flower. That's the purple Morning Glory flower. And I know you're thinking the Morning Glory pedal. No, this isn't related to that or riff off of it. Actually, I always thought it'd be cool to name a Morning Glory flower, and then I found out that I'm a Morning Glory pedal, and I found out that it already existed. But I didn't let that stop me. I still made one, always wanted to make one with that kind of name. So this is a scientific name for a very specific Morning Glory breed of a purple one. So I did it. So I got that off my bucket list. So yeah, it's not related to the Morning Glory in any way. Just thought y'all should know that. Now to the main pedal. So this guy, it is darker pink than it is in video. It looks like a pencil eraser pink. Camera doesn't do it justice. But like I said, look at that. You see how these are offset? That's how I had to do it, so I could fit the battery in right here. Because if this was in the middle, there wouldn't be any room for the battery. So I have to offset these like that. I know it's kind of not nice to look at. That's why I'm going to go to a bigger pedal next time. One of the main reasons. But these are the knobs that'll be on the main units. They're very nice feeling. I like them. They have like a rubberized feel for extra grip. These are actually guitar volume knobs, and they start this max, and then they go to 0. So you actually look at the bottom for these, whereas these you just look wherever it's pointing. Except for these are reversed, and this one's kind of just wild on its own. Just don't trust the skeleton. But anyways, I know you guys might be wondering, all right, the pedal he's making 20 of, what's he going to do? He said he's going to go to smaller pedals. So if these do end up being popular where you guys like them, I'm going to make a next batch larger. And I already have another design for another large batch of pedals I'm going to make. And they're also going to be the larger pedal. Everything going forward is going to be in a larger pedal. Yeah. And any of the $50 pedals that don't have knobs are going to be in a cigar box. But for a small upcharge, in the future, I will allow people to have those simple $50 pedals in one of these for maybe just the cost of another box. So maybe like $8 or $10, whatever these cost, something around there. So so if you do want one of those simple pedals built into a box, there'll be like I said, $8 to $10 upcharge to get one in the metal box once I have my site up and running. So here's the thing. All of these are going to be battery powered. So there's good and bad to that. The bad is there's no circuit to cut off the power to the batteries. So it will be a constant drain. If you for sure want to preserve your battery life without taking out the battery, the number one thing you can do is turn these all the way off. Every time you're done with it, make sure they're all the way off. It's going to drain less of the battery. And make sure the pedal is switched to off as well. So make sure you switch it off before you turn it off and have those as well. But you'll be able to tell because even if you can turn this on or off, even if nothing's plugged into it. So if there is a battery in it, you can always tell if it's on or off because you don't even have to plug anything to tell. It doesn't have that fancy of componentry. This stuff's real old school, guys. All analog, you know, we're having fun here. So when I have my website up, but let me explain this more before we'll get to that in a minute. What is the name of this pedal, guys? So I'm going to tell you. I had a few runners-up names. I actually had like 2 or 3 that had like pig in the name, but the reason I didn't, my fiance actually came up with one of them, but the reason I didn't pick any of the pig names is because there's already a pedal company called Pigtronics, and it just would have felt wrong if I was having a pig-related name, because it would have just, I don't know, it would have just felt wrong because there's a company that pig is their whole thing, so I don't want to do that. And then I thought, okay, what other type of like animal could I use? There's not really a shrimp pedal, and there's not really a sea star pedal. But I'm like, shrimp, if it's a shrimp, it needs to be small, right? Because people think shrimp, they think small. And this is also the wrong color for shrimp. Now, sea star would have been a good one, but it's kind of, honestly, guys, sea star's kind of plain, but I had a cool idea. If I ever did a sea star pedal, I would want to have the cases shaped like a sea star. Like, imagine how cool that was. You'd have a case shaped like a sea star, and like you could have like a different knob on each end of the legs to affect something. That would be dope. Okay, that would cost a ton of money to make. Like, I would have to be like a major company to make something like that. I would have to be as big as like Earthquaker or JHS to be able to afford to have some cases like that made, and I'd have to sell thousands of them. Hey, maybe in 20 or 30 years, right? But keep that on the back burner. Remember that. If someone copies that, you know where they got the idea, guys. You know where they got the idea. And if I make it, remember this video. But you're like, well, what'd you name it, guy? What'd you name it? So another runner-up, I had 2 other names. I had 2 other names coming up. But they were 2. One of them was X-rated, and one of them's kind of PG-13. And I didn't want to alienate anybody by making like that. People might think, they don't want to cover or talk about it, especially X-rated. So I might make a one-off with one of the names, so I'm not going to say it now so no one steals it. But the X-rated name, oh my god, guys. Oh my god, I shouldn't even say it. But let's just say the first word is pink, and the second word is a Spanish word for something I shouldn't say that also starts with a P. That's what it was going to be called. So that would have alienated a lot of people. So some people wouldn't have liked that, but it was kind of funny. It was an inside joke with me and someone else. We thought about that, but I wasn't going to name it that. So we got down to 2 names. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, I can tie the name into a pedal I've made in the past, but I already have 2 other pedals with that in the name with the Russian heart. It's called the Russian heart because the transistor is Russian germanium. This one's called Blue Heart because you can see the blue heart beating. When sound goes through it, the light will actually flash like a heart. That's why it's called the Blue Heart. So I thought y'all would like that. And I was going to maybe call this the Fuzzy Heart. But I'm like, it's just too much heart stuff. But let's keep it similar because I got this really cool, but we'll get to that in a minute. I want to say it. I got this really cool, I got this really cool heart logo that I wanted to put on here. So I'm like, okay, what else could be good? Then I thought, how about we riff off, instead of a one-off modified pedal I made in the past, let's riff off of the name of the channel. And the name of the channel, like you guys know, is the For the Love of Noise. Because there's so many people that say they don't like noise. And I'm always there to defend noise, right? I love pedals that just make wacky noises. And like, I love those old 80s keyboards with just background noise. And I love tapes with the hiss and vinyl records with the popping. And I love very loud cars, you know. I love anything noise. I love it all. So I can't even sleep if it's quiet, guys. I got to put on music or something to sleep. So I thought, let's riff off something in my name. Not noise, because like I said, this isn't a noise pedal. If I integrated maybe like some kind of noise circuit, that'd be cool. Then I could give it that name. But I thought, oh, let's call it Fuzzy Love, right? So there's two benefits to that name, Fuzzy Love. So one is, it's called, it tells you what it is. It says Fuzzy Love, so you know it's a fuzz pedal right off the bat. Easy peasy, you don't have to Google it. Second off, love means, hey, you love it. It's fuzzy and you love it and you love this fuzz. Okay, that's great. And also for the love of noise, has love in there. It ties back in. And I got a cool little heart logo that I'm actually making a custom stamp for, while having made for me. It's gonna have the heart logo, and it's gonna say Fuzzy Love, and it's gonna say ADHD Pedals, and that's gonna be cool, guys. So it's still gonna have a little sticker like on the side somewhere, but it's gonna have ADHD Pedals in the stamp. Now the only thing I'm doing my research into, guys, is if I'm gonna stamp it in ink or if I'm gonna stamp it in paint. I think I'm gonna stamp it with some kind of paint, but I'm gonna try to figure out the right type of paint to stamp it with. And I'm deciding on if I want to stamp it with either black, red, or maybe a gray to match with this. So that's what I'm deciding on right now. I don't think I'm going to go with a gray. I think I'm either going to go with the red or the black, but I'll decide. The black would look cool, like, yeah, black and pink. And the red would make it look, ooh, you know, fit the love aspect. I'll see what I do. I might do some of each to taste, right, guys? Like when you order one of these, you might be able to pick if you want black or red or whatever. So yeah, and now let's get on to that, the custom ordering. Whew. All right, guys. So I'm gonna set up a site. So here's the thing: I'm gonna have these for sale on Reverb, pre-made ones. But let's say you want to customize these to your liking. I can do that. So let's say you want one of these, but you don't like the pink LED or red, whatever. It's going to be pink LED coming standard with them when I find them. But let's just say you don't like the pink LED. You want a red one instead, or you don't, whatever. Sure. It'll cost you nothing extra to do that. Nothing. You want a yellow LED? Any LED I have, you can do. So you'll be able to pick the LED color: yellow, red, pink, green, blue, or white. Those will be your options. Or you say, you know what, I don't like the LED. The LED is going to make my battery die quicker. Or maybe I'm sensitive to light, or maybe both. And then I'm like, hey, you're smart. I get it. Personally, if I was making these for me, I wouldn't even put the LED in there because it'd make my battery last longer, and I'm a cheapskate. So I would do that, honestly. But I know people like the LEDs, so that's why I made them with LEDs. But if you don't want it, all up to you. And you might say, hey, I don't like these standard knobs. Can you throw a different color on there? So I'll have a few other knobs you can substitute on there. I have some like this that are blue and black. I have some that are white and black. I have some that are just black. And I think I have some that are red, some that are yellow, maybe a couple other colors. If you want those while supplies last, you can get those. But they won't match. But if you want them, you can have them instead. They're not as nice as these knobs. They don't have the rubberized coating. Or you might say, hey, I don't want those level and gain stickers on there. Don't even label it. Sure, that's another option you can get. Or can you name it something funnier? Like, can you put fuzz and oomph or whatever you want to, you know what? I'll put whatever you want on there. You can say anything you want. I can do it. Now, normally, tell me what you guys think. I think you guys are smart enough to know how pedals work and that the out is on the left and the in is on the right. But if you guys, I'm going to ask for feedback on this first batch. If you guys want in and out labeled on these, I can do it. I just don't think it's needed. But when you order one, if you want in and out labeled on the sides, that's another thing I'll do for you. Another thing I can do is when I build them in the big cases, I might be able to move the knobs and switches to different locations if you want that. And another thing is maybe you think the level knob is dumb. Maybe you're like, why do I even need level? I just want it max level all the time. Maybe you think gain knob's dumb. You want it max gain all the time. I can do that. I can just only have one knob and not have the other. I could do that. Or I could make one a switch instead, to switch it all the way off to kill the pedal, all the way on to do it. Whatever, you know. So you're going to have a lot of options. And and the main option that you guys probably definitely want to hear about is the little, see, I put the logo sticker on here already but yeah. You're going to be able to pick what your power output is. So you're going to be able to check, do you want it battery powered? Do you want it battery powered, but to include a clip that allows you to power it with DC power and have a little hole cut in here for that? Or do you want it just wall powered? Those will be your options. Or do you want it just battery powered and me to include rechargeable lithium batteries with it? That'll be an upcharge. But the other ones won't be an upcharge except for the clip. You know what I mean? Like if you want battery versus DC power, it shouldn't cost you any difference. I haven't done any DC power tests on these to see how they handle it. I'm going to, though. I'm going to test it first on this. I'm going to test it on this standard unit because, yeah, that's the one that matters. If it fries it, oops, the first pedal's fried. If it doesn't, then I know I can go forward. So this pedal might be a goner soon, just FYI. But he's slightly wrong with that red LED anyways. But, yeah. But that's cool. When the site's up, also on my site, I'm probably going to give a discount. So if you order on my site, I'll offer free shipping for you guys on my site if you're in America. That'll be the incentive for you guys to pick my site over ordering on Reverb. Since Reverb's going to take a cut, I'm going to charge you guys shipping to help make up some of that cut. Just, FYI. But you guys might want the security, the ease of mind with Reverb, and that's great. And you can buy through Reverb and, spend a few extra dollars. It's no issue at all. I don't have a problem either way. Site's not going to be up for a while. I'm going to get these pedals going, and yeah. I'm debating on if I'm going to set up the site myself or pay my sister to do it for me and help me because I don't have the time. But we'll see. We'll see. But I just picked up 5 more cigar boxes today. So here's another thing. When you're on my site, you will have a few options. You'll have 3 main options. Option 1 is take one of these standard units, have me build it how you want while supplies last. Option 2 is have me take a cigar box and build you a stripped down unit for $50. And my third option is, all the stripped down cigar box units will be one of ones. So they'll be like a mystery. You don't know what you're going to get. So if you want a one of one, it's going to be a mystery. Or you can have me build you a one of one mystery in a random box. And there'll be 2 options for that. You can have a stripped down version for in a metal box for the $50 plus the cost of the case. Or you can have me build you down a actual fully fledged random version with the knobs and the switch and everything for the price of a standard unit. But with these one-offs, if you're paying for a one-off that's not been already pre-made, guys, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. You're going to have to prepay for them. So you might not like it. If you're the kind of person that's up for anything, you're up for just whatever, you want to take that chance, go for it. But, yeah. So there'll be a lot of fun options when I have the site up. But like I said, these pedals, saying that this one survives my next test with the power supply, these will all be the early adopter bonus pedals. As a thank you to you guys, they'll have these cool knobs that won't be on probably any future pedals. These probably won't be on any future pedals just because once you put them on, you can't remove them, and I don't like that. I didn't know that until later. So, at least without scratching them significantly or breaking them. So, yeah, I still do have, the next 2 of these will have these as well once they're built. And I do have 2 more green knobs like this for another one-off whenever it comes. So, I guess, yeah. So, there you have it. There you have it. They're coming. Sorry, I was yawning. Now, I got one more thing to add before I throw y'all away here. Well, that sounded wrong, throw y'all away. Y'all not trash, but in the video. I really, really, really like this one. I'm going to build these again, but it's going to be slightly different. I'm going to use a different transistor and stuff for these. But I might make a line of these with various LEDs in them as the heart. So, yeah, even though this one's going to be one off, there might be another blue one. But I'm not going to call them heart. Because the only reason this one's called heart is because it's like in there and you can see it in the middle of the pedal like a heart. But the other ones won't be called that. And this one has the reversed knobs, old school style. Well, there you guys go. Y'all have seen it. The demo video I'm going to work on tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be out tomorrow, but it'll be worked on tomorrow. I'm going to release a short either today or tomorrow, giving you a little tiny demo of this with a guitar, just to give y'all something. If I can't release a video tomorrow, I'll throw out that short. Yeah, but it's coming. Like I said, I've just been busy, a lot of stuff. Like I said, I have to help my grandfather out with a lot of things, and that ends up usually having to happen every day almost. So I don't have enough time really to do things. And yeah, and the new job coming up is going to take even more time away. So yeah, it hasn't started yet. They're still doing the background check. They're still checking. They're like, oh my God, this guy's insane. Just kidding. But well, there you go. That's that. The demos, like I said, there will be a few. There will be a big comparison with all of these with like maybe like 1 or 2 synthesizers and like a guitar, just like hitting a simple just note on there, just to give you a brief little test. Like I said, I don't have a bass guitar, but I'll get one later and do testing with these once I get it. And then there'll be a in-depth video with each one of these, testing out various synthesizers. So maybe like 5, 6, 7 synthesizers with each one. So like I said, one big shootout video that'll be very, very long, and then like some individual videos for each. And that should give you a taste, because all the rest of these are going to be built the same, except just cosmetic things might be different, and it might be DC powered instead, but it'll sound identical to this one. There you guys go. I am very appreciative. Did I say that right? Appreciative of you guys and you watching. Like I said, I'm gonna put the stickers on there. Now, when you buy one of these, you can say, "Hey, dude, I want the in and out on there," and I'll label them for you. If you really need the in and out, I'll put it on there. Just let me know. Now, I did my best to tighten these. This one I couldn't tighten all the way just because there was an issue with grounding, so I had to tighten it kind of. This one's had a lot of issues, but yeah, there you go. I hope you guys like it. And some of these knobs, like I said, they're not pushed all the way down yet because I need to make sure they're good before I permanently get them on there. And I'm not going to use any more of these going forward. They look so cool, man. They look so cool, but the fact that you can't remove them is a deal breaker without scratching them, you know, or breaking them. Oh, there you have it. Nothing else more to say. Yeah, these are gonna be $99. When I do go to the bigger case, they're still gonna be $99. I'm gonna lose a few extra dollars in profit, but you guys still gonna get a dope case. I mean, a dope pedal, just a little bit bigger, a little bit more robust since it's bigger, you know. And these early adopter ones, slightly cheaper. I don't know what I'm gonna sell the early adopters at. I'm not sure, guys, yet what I'm going to sell them at. I think the early adopters will be $89 instead of $99. Yep. And even this first one of these will be an early adopter one. So, but this one will. I'm not going to sell this one yet, guys. This one won't be sold until I have them all built, because I want to make sure I build them right, and I want to look at the circuit, making sure everything's identical. So this guy won't be sold till later, but when this one is sold, it will be given the early adopter bonus. But all these early adopter, and the first 2 wooden case ones, I might also get an early adopter, but instead of knocking 10 off those, I might only knock 5 off those. So yeah, early adopter bonuses. I hope you guys are happy. That's as a thank you for you sticking around for so long, and as a sorry for taking so long on this and all the delays. So you guys do look out for that early adopter bonus. These won't go for sale until all the demos have been done. And I will make a video telling you when these go on sale. So, and I'll give you a heads up that I'm going to make it before I make it as well. So, yeah. They're not going to be listed for sale for, what's today? I don't know, but I can't remember what day of the week it is. But these won't be listed for sale for at least a few more days. At the very least, probably another week. But, yep. Alright, well, I thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out the old videos if y'all want to. I have a bunch of circuit bent stuff that I'm going to also do videos on. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Look at that. See? Look how bright that white light is. This one's I took the battery out of the rest, but the battery's been in this one because I've had to do a lot of testing with it. But let's turn off the light and see if that... How does that light up that knob? Oh, guys, look at that. That's cool. Look at that. Can't really see what it's pointing at. Kinda can. Kinda can. It's not focusing right, but you kind of can see the... Whoa. Hold on. Look at that. That's kind of cool, actually. Maybe I should have done more. I should have done that more. Put LEDs under it. But it's kind of cool. Kind of cool, right? Whoa, that's bright. But I kind of had to hide that white one because it was so bright. But look at that. That's pretty cool. Let's turn back on the light. Boom. Satisfying clicks. And yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, when I do have the site up and you want a custom order, I'm also going to experiment making some with a hand switch. But not until someone tells me they want one. But if someone wants one with a hand switch, I'll do it. I got a hand switch ready to go. I'm not sure that it'll work. The points are so much like tighter connected. It's going to be a lot harder to work on it. So I'm going to try to find a bigger one next time. But yeah. Well, that's all I can tell you. You know, you guys, thank you for watching. And I know I say it all the time, but if you guys have a Korg Monologue, go back to my videos and check out the video of Korg Monologue 100 patches. I made 100 cool patches for the Monologue, and it's completely free. The link will be in the comments. And I honestly think it's the coolest patch bank for the Monologue patches. Now, the first 20 patches I made right when I got the synth, and they're kind of noobish, but I think the patches get better after like the first 20. So if the first 20 are kind of normal or kind of weird, don't let that fool you, because they get better after that. So I made the first 20, and then I made the last 20, and then I made the middle patches. So there's 100 patches, all made by me, and I made custom sequences for all of them as well, which is unique. A lot of people just skip the sequences, or they only do sequences for a few patches. On mine, every patch has a custom sequence. Like I said, this is completely free. Made it many years ago, but I think you guys will like it. If I do patch banks going forward, they probably won't be free. And a lot of people put them behind a Patreon paywall. That's fine, but I don't want to do a Patreon kind of thing. It just feels wrong. So I'm not going to do that. So I might sell the patch. It depends, right, guys? It depends how good I think the patches turned out. If I think they're decent, then they're gonna be free. But if they're like great, like these Monologue patches, then they're gonna be for sale. Well, I don't want to hold you guys here any longer. I'll see you guys later. And remember, don't use super glue in these things, because look what will happen. It just turns out ugly. So stay away from the super glue. So what I am gonna do is, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Instead of drilling out like a single size hole, just like a single hole like that, it'll be wide, like not on this side, but on the inside, it'll be wider, and it'll get more and more narrow as you get to the other side. So what that will do is allow the LED to go in. But, I mean, sorry, but reverse, my bad. It's going to be wide at the top, but get narrower as it goes in, and it's going to be packed in. But I'm going to have the wires and then put them through like that. It's kind of complicated, but it's going to work. And I won't have to use glue. Well, thank you all for watching. And if I didn't mention it, I've gotten 5 more cigar boxes. So, if you guys want a custom one-off cheap one, once I got the site up, yeah. And you guys can always contact me. What's my email? Shoot. I'll put the email out. Once I have demos out, I'll put the email out for, I might put it in this too. But I'll put an email out for you to contact me for work. Alright guys, I'll see y'all later.